the new player that Oregon, the women's basketball team got. I think her name is Deja Kelly.
That's correct.
From North Carolina. I was reading in a story that she was top 12 in on the NIL 100. I'm like, wait a minute. They have these rankings now? And so I clicked on it, and it's by on3.com. And they have, I was just perusing it again today, they have all kinds of lists here. They have the NIL 100, which it's basically the top 100 college athletes and their values. And they have the women's NIL 100. They have the college football NIL rankings. They have the college basketball NIL rankings. And they have high school football and basketball NIL rankings. So it's and it's not just a number out of thin air. It looks to me like they've got this formula. Well, first of all, it says that they try to track down deal data from all sorts of different sources.
I think I've talked to Nemec a little bit about this, and he thinks that a lot of the numbers come from what the kids say they're being offered or what they're getting. Mm-hmm. A lot of these collectives, while they'll admit to giving kids money, they're not going to be specific about certain figures. So it's tough to know for sure, but it's as good an idea as we can get right now.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, this is the only group trying to put a value on all this, so we're going to go with it. But it's like they said that they collect and verify athlete deal data from numerous sources, including athletes, coaches, collectives, agents, and player reps. And that's the foundation of their roster value. But then they also include an algorithm that has performance, how they play, influence, which is determined by their social media authority, and then exposure, which is determined by several factors, including whether they're in high school or college, and where they go to school and how many eyeballs are on them. So they put all this into a fun little math equation, and it spits out a valuation. So do you care to guess, young Buckley, who the top 5 most valuable college athletes are right meow?
I would like to guess.
Not that hard. So I don't think.
One, I'll say, is Livy Dunn.
She's number 2.
Or I meant one of the 5 is Livy Dunn.
Yep. She's 2. They valued her at $3.9 million. She's actually raking in $13 million.
Okay.
As we mentioned yesterday, and she's the gymnast at LSU, and she's super hot, and she's got a huge following on social media, and she's leaning into it, and she was in the SI swimsuit issue, and she does ads, and she's everywhere, and she's dating Paul Skeens. And by the way, can I just say live on the radio, call up Paul Skeens. For God's sakes, what are the Pirates doing?
I don't know.
He's awesome.
Doesn't this seem to happen with every awesome prospect? Is it about like an extra year of control on their contract and things like that? Or is it?
Well, sometimes it is. In this case, it isn't. They're just trying to build up his innings, and he got to 85, I think.
Are they trying to make sure like he doesn't flame out too soon or something? Like,
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, these guys' arms fall off.
I mean, I guess to be fair, if the Pirates, are they competitive this year? I don't even know.
They're fine, but they have a couple of young.
Could they go and be a playoff team if he gives them a boost?
I mean, they project him as a top of the rotation guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So and they
put him out there and let him help you win some ball games.
And they already have the Jones guy who's pitching great. He's another rookie. So they have. I'm looking at their record here. They're 17-19. They're hanging around. Okay. So they're in the NL Central. They're 4 games back. Okay. So
so Livy Dunn is one of the 5. She's 2.
Well, hold on. So you were asking, is it a contract thing? Sometimes it is. I think with Skeens, they're just trying to get his pitch count up, and he hit 85 in one start, but this last start he didn't hit that, and so now they're going to throw him out there again in AAA. His ERA is like under 1.
Right. So he's awesome, but they're just worried about him not being able to like go deep enough in ball games.
I guess they want to just build him up so his arm doesn't fall off. You know his arm's going to fall off. He throws 105 miles an hour.
That's the thing. All these guys are. So
yeah,
maybe just let him pitch 5 innings then and have your bullpen do the rest. I don't know.
Hundo P, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're dating.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, yeah.
He throws really fast and she's really hot.
He pitched at LSU. Yeah. That's a good summation there. Okay, so she's number 2. Okay. Who else you got?
So, I mean, I have to ask, does it include people like Caitlin Clark or Caleb Williams, or are they out of the picture because they're no longer in college?
No longer in college.
Okay. So, I'm going to say Shedeur Sanders is on that list. Is that right?
Shedeur Sanders. That is number 1.
Oh, okay.
You nailed it.
I mean, he's already doing commercials with his dad and national ones at that. So that
there was a headline yesterday that said that some scouts think he'll be the number 1 pick in the draft next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy.
So valuation $4.6 million, and they're saying from what they have pieced together, he is making $2.5 million. But of course, we don't know exactly. Okay, so you got the top two.
Now,
3, 4, 5.
Now is where I think it gets tougher. I'm trying to think of who the biggest stars are coming back in either football or basketball. And I don't feel like there are that many obvious names that jump off.
There aren't. It falls off pretty fast.
Yeah.
But there are. This is why I said top 5. Number 5 is only making like $300K.
Oh, okay. So nowhere near the league of Shador and Livy Dunn.
Not yet. Probably will be though. Big names. Just think big names. Very easy.
Okay.
Famous daddies. How about that?
Oh, Arch Manning?
Oh, God!
Arch Manning is number 5.
Okay.
Already making $300K. Now they keep saying that he's like turning down NIL. He doesn't want any NIL.
Bronny James has to be on there, right?
Yeah, Bronny's number 3.
Okay.
Yep. So you're missing one guy.
Um,
This one's a little tougher. Probably the toughest of the 5. Big name.
Ooh.
Gets buoyed by. Well, he gets buoyed by just being in the news.
Ooh.
I mean,
Buoyed
and it's
by-
not really even him that's in the news. Does
Huh.
that help you?
No. Oh boy.
It's Travis Hunter. Of Colorado.
I almost guessed him after guessing Shador, but I'm like, I just didn't think he had that cachet. So okay.
So right there are the top 5 most valuable college athletes. Shador Sanders, number 1. Livy Dunn, 2. Although Livy Dunn's got to be number 1. She's making way more. Bronny, by the way, is making $13 million himself. So maybe Shador is number 3. And then you have Travis Hunter and Arch Manning. Now after that, you got guys like Quinn Ewers, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel is on the list.
I was wondering where the first duck to come in on that list would be.
Number 10. He is valued at 1.4. They say he's only making 160. That is, I'm sure, inaccurate. And number 11 is a high school kid, that Cooper Flagg, the basketball
Oh, sure. Yeah,
signee for Duke.
Go to Duke.
Yeah, he's 11th on the list. And Evan Stewart, who is the 5-star wide receiver from Texas A&M, who is now a Duck.
Right.
He is 13th.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, he's making $2.4 million NIL.
Good for him.
I wonder if that's that's got to be Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Not the Aggies. At any
Yeah,
rate,
it has to be, I would think.
Yeah, those are your most valuable.
And that's how you win the transfer portal.
Exactly. Top high school football NIL. These kids make the top one makes about $200,000 already.
A high school kid.
Yeah.
That is. See, I think the college kids who are playing for their colleges and earning revenue for the universities through ticket sales and stuff, but the high school kid, what's he doing? Get out of here.
Well, I think they get money because they're committed or signed. So the kid who's making the most is number 5 on this list. His name is Ryan Williams.
Okay.
And he is a signee at Alabama. He is signed on the dotted line.
Okay. So it's only because he's going there to play for them.
Well, I assume you got to sign first and then they'll pay you. But he is signed and he is making $280K. The number 1 kid is a commit to USC that already is making $200,000. Julian Lewis,
Okay.
the quarterback, commit to USC. So that's high school football, and then high school basketball is Cooper Flagg, and there's some other guys that you'll not recognize. Although there is a kid by the name of Bryce James.
That's LeBron's other kid.
Oh, is that LeBron's brother?
Yeah. Bryce James is Bronny's younger brother,
and he is not signed or committed to anywhere. He's already making $3.2 million in NIL.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be better than Bronny. I think.
Really? Well, it's not a high bar.
No.
Yet. But they're saying Ohio State possibly for him. So I'm sure Ohio State's greasing his skids. Yeah, that stands to reason.
When's the next woman to show up on the list? Is there a college hooper like Paige Beckers or someone like that?
On the NIL 100?
Mm-hmm.
I'm scrolling,
because you get Livy Dunn, and then I'm wondering how long to find another female.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Scrolling. Hey, there's Cam Ward, Garrett Nussmeier.
Garrett Nussmeier.
There's Paige. Paige Buckets is 22nd.
Okay.
She's making $2.8 million.
Okay.
Right between Riley Leonard and Will Howard, the quarterbacks.
Riley Leonard.
Yeah, Riley Leonard's the kid from.
Yeah, he was at Duke,
Duke.
and now he's where? Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other. Still scrolling on the women. There's Haley Cavender. She's at TCU now. Or committed to TCU. She's making $5.4 million.
Wait, didn't she now then flip back to Miami?
No. No, you're thinking of the twins.
They're the Cavenders.
No, one of them.
Haley Van Lith is the.
Oh, you're right.
Is the
She's
LSU gal? The Cavenders. Right. It was Paige and Haley Cavender, right?
Well, Van Lith went to TCU.
Right, and I think one of the Cavenders was going too.
That's Haley. She's a TCU commit, makes $5.4 million.
But then I think like her sister unretired or something, and then she went back to Miami. Maybe I don't know.
Well, there's some hot NIL numbers for you. It's kind of interesting now. You know, I mean, like that's like the new thing.
It is,
right? Like we were talking.
It's a weird time.
It is a weird time
because like Livy Dunn is. I mean, yes, I guess we learned she's an All-American gymnast, but like the Cavenders aren't like world beaters in the as far as like basketball players, but they're earning a ton of money. Bronny James, obviously. I mean, Shadur at least did some things on the football field this year. Bronny James didn't really contribute much as a basketball player. He just has a dad named LeBron.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and I know no one cares about this, at least maybe, well, I know I don't, and a lot of people in our audience, but social media following matters, you know, and that kind of stuff is
it matters to their schools because, like, it gets eyeballs on your entire athletic department.
That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these kids, you know, would you take a lesser player if he's really popular and has a famous dad and has over 1 million followers? You know, like that stuff matters now. It's weird, very weird, but it's actually more interesting to me than recruiting. This kind of stuff, NIL rankings.
Well, like we talked yesterday,
transfer rankings.
Recruiting is starting to feel like the draft, whereas NIL and transfer portal is feeling like free agency.
Yeah, exactly.